Okay, I know this video is late, but I've got a good excuse this time. I've been away on holiday and I'm back, and now I've seen Black Panther and here are my thoughts. So, Black Panther. Right off the bat, I want to talk about the music in this movie. It definitely has one of the better soundtracks out of all the Marvel movies out there. With the Marvel movies, I've found that a lot of their music and themes is not very memorable, except for maybe the Avengers theme, which we hear in every single Avengers movie. But this one has a lot of traditional African tribal kind of music, lots of drums and that kind of thing, and it just stands out to me, and it actually improves it quite a bit. This movie also does a very good job of showing the struggles of what it's like to be a king, and how T'Challa is struggling to make the decisions that a king must make, like whether they should help people outside Wakanda or reveal themselves to other people in the world, because Wakanda's kept itself very isolated from other countries, so no one really knows much about it. And T'Challa has to make decisions on whether to help people or not. And that's going against their traditional Wakandan ways of not interfering in the outside world unless absolutely necessary. Michael B. Jordan playing Warmonger in this was fantastic. He's definitely one of the better villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But as we all know, that's not really saying much. There's not that much to compare him to in terms of good villains. He actually has a motive that makes sense, and it's very easy to understand what goals he's trying to achieve. Become king, basically. And unlike other Marvel villains, he's not being evil just for the sake of being evil. He's just not there just being evil for the sake of it. Also, Andy Serkis is good as, I want to say he's a minor villain. He's not a major villain, but he does help Warmonger in what he's trying to achieve. And it's good to see Andy Serkis in roles that's not him just doing stuff for motion capture, mocap work. Even though that's what he's good at, it's refreshing to see him actually in person in a role. And he portrays they both portray very intelligent villains. Killmonger and Claw, they go to steal a piece of vibranium from a museum and don't hesitate to kill basically everybody there. And he says to the security guard, "Shh, it's okay, you can go. Don't tell anybody, okay?" And then the security guard runs and just bam, shoots him. And Warmonger's like, "Why did you do that?" And he's like, "Well, if the bodies are all spread out, then it makes it look like it's amateur, like it's an amateur job." And that shows like a kind of intelligence that he's trying to cover up his tracks, and that's why the Wakandan people haven't been able to track him down very easily, because they do mention that they've been trying to catch him for like 30 years and haven't been successful, and we can see why, because of how cunning and how intelligent he is. And we see a lot of strong women in this movie. A lot of the, I think it's pretty much all the palace guards, or at least the tribe that's part of T'Challa's clan, are women, because all of the guards that I've seen that guard the king were women. And the main guard is Danai Gurira. I'm definitely not pronouncing that correctly. I really suck at pronouncing names on this channel. Who plays Michonne on The Walking Dead. Badass. And she's badass in this film. She's very capable warrior, can hold her own against pretty much anybody, and doesn't really need the help from Black Panther or anybody else. Action scenes are okay. Well, with the exception of one car chase scene that they have, that was pretty badass, but other scenes are quite forgettable. Like the final scene that they have in the final fight that they have, that Warmonger and Black Panther have together, they're fighting underground on this railroad, and it's pitch black, not much light, and they're both wearing black suits, and it's hard to keep track of what's going on. This movie also has very good humour. It's not like Thor Ragnarok, where every single character is like a funny character. You have your funny characters that break up the tension in scenes, which is good. Particularly T'Challa's sister, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she has some very funny lines in this movie. So there's a scene, Martin Freeman's in this too, playing the CIA, why was that so hard? CIA agent that he plays in Civil War, so he returns playing that same character. He runs into Black Panther and his crew, and he ends up in Wakanda, and he helps that too. Basically, there you go. There's his little story arc. But there's a scene where Martin Freeman is interrogating Andy Serkis, and you should know. Well, hopefully you know they were both in the Hobbit movie, and they. I really wish they did like a little joke or something as like a reference to that. Like, it would have been awesome if if Claus, like asked Martin Freeman a riddle or something along the lines of how they did in The Hobbit. Just me as a fanboy, I thought that was a bit of a missed opportunity. I felt that would have been pretty cool, but oh well, one can dream. And also, this movie was, I feel, a tiny bit overhyped. It is a good movie. I'm not saying it's terrible by any means, and it's not just here to set up another Marvel movie. It's you could actually watch this movie, I feel, without having to watch the other like all the other previous Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, and you would know what's going on. It pretty much stands alone, which is very important with a movie, that it doesn't have to stand on the shoulders of movies that come before it. Okay, so I'm going to be ditching. Well, not that I've made that many videos with it anyway. With a rating system, I'm going to ditch that. And what I'm instead going to do after the end of a movie review is just list my personal pros and cons, because no matter how good a film is, and I feel no matter how bad it is, there's things that you enjoy and there's things that you don't enjoy. So I'm just going to be rattling off what I think the pros are and what the cons are of the movie. Memorable soundtrack. Smart, intelligent, deep villains. Strong female characters. Good humour, but not overused. Particularly T'Challa's sister. Good runtime, did not go too long. Action was a bit meh. Missed opportunity scene with Martin Freeman and Andy Serkis. That's just me as a fanboy, it's not really a huge issue. It was slightly overhyped. Once again, thank you everybody for watching. If you like my channel, subscribe. If you like this video, give me a like, and I'll catch you guys next time.